Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Litter Media Live. And yes, we're early today, and for good reason. There's a big press conference that's coming up later this morning, which we'll be telling you about as our lead story, and we'll be broadcasting that live. So we'll tell you all about that coming up here in just a moment. I'm Mike Smith, along with Aaron Glandon. Dan Ramey is down getting the press conference equipment set up.
He came in a flurry this morning.
Yeah. I was just trying to keep caught up with what he was trying to update us and all the things he was throwing at us. So we'll get to all of that here in just a moment. The weather, first of all, an elevated fire risk through 8 o'clock tonight for much of the Scioto River Valley because of the dry, windy conditions. Kind of hard to believe it's dry with all the rain we had the last 2 weeks. Highs today of 75. Look for rain sometime later tonight, and that will stick with us throughout much of the Easter weekend with highs in the mid-70s and through Monday, actually. Sunshine possible for Tuesday and Wednesday. When we come back, all of the topics, including our big story this morning, as the lead. Coming up on Litter Media Live. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 253-8389 for a free estimate. See the map. Ross County and surrounding counties is the coverage area there. Whatever you need for a spring cleanup project, one thing's for certain, you probably need a dumpster. Give Scioto Valley Dumpsters a call.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
Going on right now is the Hometown Motors Incorporated Spring Sales Event, and this is while supplies last. They have new riding tractors starting at $1699.99, new zero-turn mowers starting at $3399.99, new walk-behinds starting at $399.99, new chainsaws starting at $279.99, blowers starting at $199.99, trimmers starting at $229.99. So hurry in to get the best selection because with prices like this, they're not going to last long. Hometown Motors, your store for the outdoors.
Let's jump into the top story this morning. A major press conference is being held at 11:30 this morning concerning the closure of the Pixelle Specialty Solutions Chillicothe Mill. U.S. Senators John Husted, Bernie Moreno will be joined by Governor Mike DeWine, Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel, Congressman David Taylor, Ohio Attorney General David Yost, and State Representative Mark Johnson. Litter Media will provide live coverage of this event beginning at about 11:30 this morning.
All the heavy hitters will be there.
I think the only one they missed was Donald Trump.
Yeah. Ohio State Patrol Commander Aaron Morgan was our special edition guest yesterday where he talked about springtime motorist safety, especially in the 100 days of summer after Memorial Day.
Between Memorial Day and Labor Day, I mean, the kids are out of school, mom and dad want to get on vacation and get out of town, and then your bonfires and cookouts, the things that we do in the summer and enjoy, there are a lot of bad choices that are made during those times. Yeah. I could go through countless stories of working around here on holiday weekends where, we were just trying to slow people down and then we had to go to a really bad crash. Memorial Day is when it starts. Mm-hmm. And, with the construction here on 23, that's going to last a year. So Ross County is going to be a different place for a couple of years with the construction, and then you bring in the holidays that are starting here at the end of next month. We're really going to have to pay attention to what we're doing behind the wheel.
And you can find that full interview on our YouTube and listen on our Spotify.
26 rural hospitals, including Adena Health, have come together to launch the Ohio High Value Network, a collaboration focused on clinical quality and business initiatives to strengthen healthcare in rural communities covering 37 of Ohio's 88 counties. The clinically integrated network cares for more than 2.5 million patients across more than 115 cities and towns. With 25 Ohio-based hospitals and multiple care sites participating, the OHVN is poised to transform how Ohio rural health care systems work together through this operational collaboration.
Attention employers, join in for a coffee connection to learn about the benefits of joining the Southern Ohio Employee Resource Network at 8:30 a.m. April 24th. This event lasts 2 hours and will be held at the Chillicothe Ross Chamber of Commerce.
Wanted to give a shout out to the volunteer board members of the United Way of Ross County. Your dedication, leadership, and hard work make all the difference in helping us fulfill the mission and support for our community. Now, these members include, as you see pictured here, James Hill, Dr. Greg Obie, Mark Breidenball, Dr. Roberta Milliken, Taylor Carnes, Stephanie Renner, Jack Schmidt, Sue McLaughlin, Beth Workman, Ty Wortman, Crystal Thatcher, Byron D'Souza, also Dr. Ruth Teeters, and Thomas Peterson. Thanks for your help.
Governor Mike DeWine took part in a ribbon-cutting ceremony yesterday to commemorate the opening of the newly upgraded Southern Hills Career and Technical Center in Brown County. The center serves students from White Oak, Eastern Brown, Georgetown, Fayetteville, Western Brown, and Ripley schools. The upgraded Southern Hills Career and Technical Center features 2 new state-of-the-art labs, a healthcare lab, and a machine engineer technologies lab, developed through $6.3 million in support from the state of Ohio, including a $4.6 million Governor's Career Tech Expansion Grant and a $1.7 million Career Tech Equipment Grant from the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce.
And his compadre, Ohio Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel, brought together business, education, and community leaders from Southeast Ohio for a roundtable discussion yesterday on the region's workforce strengths and needs. It was held at the University of Rio Grande Community College. The roundtable marked the latest stop for the Lieutenant Governor's ongoing series of community conversations to inform the development of Ohio's workforce playbook. And we want to remind you about tonight's commemoration of Paul Revere's Ride. Join the Nathaniel Massey chapter at the Ross County Courthouse at 7 o'clock tonight to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the ride of Paul Revere with reenactors and 2 lantern ceremony. Remember, 2 by land?
1 if by land, 2 if by sea.
Something like
and
that.
And they came by sea.
It's a good thing I wasn't doing it right. I got it wrong. This is a national initiative sponsored by the American Association of County Commissioners. When we come back, a full load of sports.
We have a road report.
Well, there's something that was supposed to start this week, and it didn't.
Oh, okay.
Bridge Street. So I don't know what they're doing. I crossed over it this morning. They haven't done anything yet, so
Stay
we'll just
tuned.
forego that, and maybe by Monday we'll know whether they're going to get started or not. Maybe they were afraid to get going on Good Friday week. I don't know.
I don't know.
So we'll just wait and see Monday what our next road report will be. Sports is coming up. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor, going up towards the 5-decade mark. Whether you're talking about residential or commercial, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing are the folks you'll want to call.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, oh, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
And don't forget, tomorrow you can get breakfast with the Easter Bunny and Grimace from 9 to 11 a.m. at McDonald's on Western Avenue.
I'm loving it. Sports. The Prospect League and Home Team Network announced a multi-year partnership starting this year. Under the agreement, all Prospect League baseball games will be streamed exclusively on the new Prospect League Network powered by HTN. And, of course, that includes our Chillicothe Paints. Adena girls and Gallia Academy boys won the Andy Haines Memorial Track and Field Meet at Paint Valley High School last night. In fact, Adena's, can't think of his first name, Francis, and
I don't remember.
J.C. Smith, both of Adena were boys and girls medalists in that meet. Lady Warriors had 128 points to lead the way, and Gallia boys had 166 points. There were 13 schools in each division participating in last night's meet. The rest of the high school scores last night in baseball: Westfall beat Southeastern 12-7 in the SVC. Huntington scored 5 times in the bottom of the 6th to rally to beat Paint Valley 9-7. By the way, congratulations to Chad Carroll. He picked up career win 100. SHAC baseball winners were White Oak, Eastern Brown, Peebles, and Lynchburg Clay. Non-conference baseball winners: Jackson over Wheelersburg, Liberty Union, Oak Hill, Worthington Kilbourne beat Tays Valley, Sims Valley over Minford, and Portsmouth Clay beat South Gallia. Green over East, Eastern Meigs, and Belpre, all baseball winners. Turning to softball in the SVC, Westfall thumped Southeastern 12-1. In the MSL, Buckeye Liberty Union over Circleville 10-7. In the SOC 1, Green was a winner. Valley beat Minford in SOC 3. This was a battle of number 2 and number 3 ranked teams in the state. Lancaster was number 2 in Division 1, but Tays Valley, ranked number 3 in Division 2, beat them 4-3.
Wow.
Pickerington Central over Logan 8-2. In non-conference softball, C.J. Reniger, a name that you'll hear again coming up in a few moments, no-hit Adena's Lady Warriors 6-0. She had 10 strikeouts. Piketon, Jackson, Unioto, Northwest, Logan Elm, Minford, Wellston, Portsmouth Clay among the softball winners. You can find all of those coming up on our Litter Media scoreboard, along with all of the tennis results. Chillicothe went to 4-0 in the FAC with a 5-zip win over Washington. Waverly clinched at least a share of their 8th consecutive SOC title with a 5-0 win over Minford, and Lancaster in the OCC beat Logan 5-0.
In the major leagues last night, the Reds bullpen blew a 7-5 lead in the 9th inning and then fell to the Mariners 11-7 in 10 innings. The comeback allowed Seattle to win the 3-game series. The Guardians dropped their series to Baltimore with a 6-2 loss.
And in the NHL, the Columbus Blue Jackets, what a finish. Although they're not going to make it to the playoffs, they beat New York Islanders 6-1. They're a 40-win team this regular season. And despite not making the playoffs, they finished the regular season. It was either 6 or 7 straight victories. That is a major accomplishment. And our Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Here she is, C.J. Reniger of Chillicothe Softball. Currently, she's the Ohio High School strikeout leader with 122 strikeouts in 10 games now played. She also led her team to a 9-1 record after last night. She's thrown no-hitters against Circleville, where she struck out 17 batters, and she no-hit Adena last night, striking out 10. Congratulations, C.J. Reniger.
She's good.
You had a chance to watch some of that game last night. When we come back, we're taking you back to 1906. A whole lot of shaking going on in California. All that's coming up next.
First, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane. There's no bill when there's a fill. Contact Litter Quality Propane today about our metered gas service at litterpropane.com.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our Kingston National Bank mobility app today.
Haines Total Healthcare Center is celebrating 50 years of serving the chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs of the community. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on littermedia.com and it will take you right to their website to learn more. HainesHealth.com.
All right, as we always do, a little bit of history to wrap up our show today. It was at 5:13 a.m. on this date in 1906. An earthquake estimated at close to 8 on the Richter scale strikes San Francisco, killing an estimated 3,000 people as it topples numerous buildings. The quake was caused by a slip of the San Andreas Fault over a segment about 275 miles long, and shock waves could be felt from southern Oregon down to Los Angeles. Almost 30,000 buildings were destroyed, including most of the city's homes and nearly all of the central business district. And of course, this photo that you're seeing on our screen is some of the aftermath. I think it took 5 days to get all of the fires put out. Gas lines and things like that underground ruptured, and it was certainly one of the worst earthquakes in continental North America. Probably, although it didn't kill nearly as many, the one that hit Alaska in 1964, that was like 8.4 on the Richter scale.
Wow.
They had tsunamis that hit some of the coastline. Anchorage got wiped out. So, yeah, one of the worst, though, back in 1906. Want to again remind you that we are going to be covering the 11:30 press conference live. It's down at Homeland Credit Union on Caldwell Street, right across from the Pixelle paper mill. 2 U.S. senators, we've got the governor, lieutenant governor, congressman, state reps are all going to be there. We're told 11:30, so we'll play that by ear, but be tuned in. Will that be on our Litter Media YouTube?
I assume Dan is going to go live on Facebook if he's doing it from his phone.
Okay, so check either one of those. They'll probably put up some kind of a shout-out on one or the other to let you know it's coming. So if you can't get down there for that event, and they're inviting, they wanted a lot of the mill employees to show up. We're there as a press conference, but the way it was promoted by the union was a rally. So a number of people will be there, but we hope to have it for you live at about 11:30 today. It's also Good Friday.
Yes.
We celebrate that with all of the Christian community. It's also Passover week for our Jewish friends. So for all of you from Litter Media, have a great holiday weekend, everyone. For Dan Ramey and Aaron Glandon, this is Mike Smith. So long.